Good morning, Year 4. Welcome to Friday the 22nd of January's maths lesson. We have made it to Friday, so well done you. Just a little bit more home learning to do, and then it will be the weekend and you can have a well-earned rest. So today we're going to have a go at a little maths assessment. And as you know, you're doing it at home, so you don't need to worry. We're not going to do anything with it as we don't know score really. It's just for us to know how well you're getting on, and obviously this time it will give you a really good idea as well, won't it, as to how well you've understood what we've been doing in the last week or two, and you can see where there's any gaps that you might need some help with. So it's all about multiplication, this little assessment. So I'm going to share my screen with you first, and then we are going to do a warm-up. So we need to warm our brain up, and if we're doing multiplication today, I thought what better way to warm our brains up than with this. So you need to get, if possible, get yourself a little timer. You can have it on a phone or on a tablet or something. Count yourself down 5 minutes, see how many of these you can do in 5 minutes. So you can pause the video and you can have a go at those. Off you go. Okay, so obviously I hope you gave yourself the full 5 minutes. Some of you will have easily got through those in 5 minutes. Some of you maybe might need a little bit more time. I'm not going to go through all the answers of those because I think you know when you're going slowly, you know what the answers are anyway. It will just take a really long time. So let's get on with the main event. These set out exactly the same as all the other ones that we've done lots and lots of times before. So I will read through them with you. If you want to listen to me read them through, then that's fine. If you don't, you can just pause the video and then just move it on to the next sheet when you're ready. So question number 1, Georgia and Dan each have some counters. These are Georgia's counters here, and these are Dan's counters, and you have to write down a multiplication to work out how many counters Georgia has. And then you have to write down a multiplication to work out how many counters Dan has, and then how many counters they have all together. Okay, so you can pause that and take as long as you need to do that bit. And then the next one, Amir is working out 37 times 4. He uses place value counters to help him. Work out 37 times 4. Show all your working. So you can pause it here and do that sum for me, 37 times 4. Just write it on a piece of paper. Obviously you haven't got the sheet in front of you today, so just write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, and question 3, there's some pens, packets of pens there, and each packet says the number of pens on the packet, 123 pens. How many pens in total? So you need to do a multiplication sum there and write down how many pens there are in total. So you can pause that one just here. Okay, so moving on to question 4. Work out the following multiplications: 36 times 8 and 115 times 7. So you can work those out either using grid method or column multiplication, whichever way you prefer. You can pause the video and work that one out. And then you can press play again if you want to listen to me reading the next one. Okay, so question 5. Tina has £2,000. She buys 6 new paintings. Each painting costs £259. How much does she have left? Okay, so there's 2 parts to that sum. Gives you a little clue there because it's worth 2 marks, isn't it? So there's the working out how much her paintings cost. So she buys 6 paintings and they're £259 each. Draw a bar model if you want to help you work out what sort of sum that is. And then how much does she have left? So you need to take your answer from here, how much she spends, away from how much money she has. So you can pause that and have a go at that. And the next question, question 6, work out 5 times 797 times 2. Show or explain your method. So you're going to need to work that sum out. Think about how we said you can do those in any order that you like. It doesn't matter with multiplication. So work that one out and explain your answer. Okay. And then number 7, complete the missing numbers. And you've got some, that doesn't even need much reading there, you've got some numbers missing, so you need to work out which ones are missing from there. So 2 times what makes 8, and that will tell you what goes into this box here. And then it should work with the rest of the sum as well, and you can write the answers in. This one's quite tricky, this one, I think. A small bag of sweets contains 15 sweets. A large bag of sweets contains 7 times as many as the small bag. Max buys 8 bags of each. How many sweets does he buy in total? Okay, so you're going to need to pause that and pick that apart and work out how many sweets he buys in total. And then when you've done that, if you play the video again, I'll turn over to the answers, but no turn into the answers before you've done the working out. Okay, so just pop it down on a piece of paper. Make sure you number the questions 1 to 8 so that you don't get mixed up when we're going through the answers. Off you go. Good luck. Okay, I hope you're not being cheeky and pressing play before you've done the work. I don't want you peeking at the answers. Okay, I'm going to trust you. We're turning over to the answers. So let's have a little look. We had Georgia and Dan each have some counters. It says Georgia's and Dan's counters there. Write down a multiplication to work out how many counters Georgia has. So there are 3 rows. So I did 3 times 10. Okay, so there's 10 along the bottom, 3 upside, so 3 times 10, and that makes 30. Well, you might have done 10 times 3, and that's 30, so that's fine. So if you've got either of those, then you've got that one right. Then write down multiplication to work out how many counters Dan has. So he's got 3 by 5, so we're doing 3 times 5, and that makes 15, or 5 times 3, because again it doesn't matter which way around you do the multiplication. And then how many counters do they have altogether? So we have to add Georgia's 30 to Dan's 15, and that makes 45, so there's 45 counters in total. Okay, moving on to number 2. Amir is working out 37 times 4. He used place value counters to help him work out 37 times 4, and I'm hoping that most of you either used column method like I've modelled here, or you may have used grid method. Okay, whichever one you used is absolutely fine, but the answer is 148. So I'm hoping that you got to that answer whichever method you used. 7 times 4 is 28, then 3 times 4 is 12, add in that 2 on the doorstep makes 14. And then here, how many pens in total? We had 123 pens in 3 packs, so it's 123 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3, so the answer is 369. So well done if you got that one right. Okay, moving on. 36 times 8, and the answers are there. 6 times 8 is 48, and then 3 times 8 is 24, with the other 4 that's on the doorstep makes 288. And then here 5 times 7 is 35, 1 times 7 is 7, but then we have the 3 underneath as well, which made 10, so put the 10 across there. And then we had 7 times 2 is 14, and the 1 underneath was 15. So the answer is 1,505. And then here, this was Tina with her paintings, wasn't it? So the paintings cost £259 times 6. And then we needed to take away our total there from the 2,000, and you should have ended up with 446. If you just got the fact that her 6 paintings cost £1,554, if you got that, then that's good as well. That's sort of half the question. So you would have got a mark for that, and then you get another mark for taking that amount away from the £2,000 that she had at the start. Then down here, the most straightforward way to do this would have been to do 5 times 2, which is 10, and then just done 797 times 10. That's a nice easy sum to do. You could have done it in any way you wanted, though, as long as you ended up with the answer 7,970. And this one up here, we had to fill in the missing numbers. We had to say 2 times something was 8. So 2 times 4 is 8, so put 4 in there, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So put the one that was already under there, you put the 6 in there. And then 4 times 5 was 20, and then that one underneath made 21. So you should have got all of those numbers in the correct place, and you would get 2 marks if you got them all in the right place. If you made one mistake, then you would have got 1 mark. Now this last one, it's not particularly tricky, it's just a bit faffy to work out. So there's a small bag of sweets, which had 15 sweets. Okay, oh sorry, that's supposed to be times 8. And so Mark buys 8 bags of each. So Mark bought, put those around the wrong way, haven't I? Did I do them the wrong way? Get myself in a jumble now. Maybe I was right the first time. I'm going to trust what I put the first time. So I need to stop fiddling around with what I've already written. So what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. So we had 15 times 7 was 105, because what I was trying to work out was, it said a large bag of sweets contains 7 times as many as a small bag. That's right. So that's why I did 15 times 7 to work out how many sweets were in a large bag. Okay, so I did 15 times 7 made 105. So I now know that I've got 15 sweets in my small bag and I've got 105 in my big bag. Okay, Max buys 8 bags of each. So he buys, here's him buying his 8 bags of small bags of sweets, which had 15 in. That made 120 sweets. And then he bought 8 bags of the big bags that had 105 sweets in. So I did 105 times 8 and I got 840. And then I added both of those answers together to get 960. Okay, so I'll just say that again because I confused things at the start when I was confusing myself. So to work out, the large bag was 7 times as big as the small bag. So I did 15, which was the small bag, times it by 7 to get how many were in the large bag. So there were 105 in the large bag. Then I had the ones that Max was buying. So he had a small bag, this is my small bag of 15, times 8 of those. There's my answer. Then he had a large bag, which is 105, times that by 8. Got that answer, and then I added them together and I got 960. Okay, so that's quite a lot of working out at the end. So when you've had a go at that, you can write down how many marks you got. I didn't think to count how many marks this is overall. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, out of 15. So see how many you got right out of 15. And then you can think about how confident you feel with multiplication. So think about whether you're a 5, if you're super confident and you've got lots right and you feel really confident about it, or maybe your 4 is still pretty confident. 3, you're okay, you probably like to go back over it again, and then maybe 1 or 2 if you're not feeling very so confident at all. Okay, so I hope your brain's not hurting too much after that. But well done for managing your assessment on a Friday as well, and go and enjoy your weekend and have a lovely time. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye.